Tonight, lawmakers up on Beacon Hill are considering action to stop the Registry of Motor Vehicles from suddenly yanking the licenses of hundreds of bus and truck drivers all across the state.
And the move is largely based on infractions from decades ago, and the registry still won't say why this is happening now. Our Ben Cimino has shown us in the past how this is upending the lives of drivers. He's back with an update tonight. Ben?
Yeah, Ed, Maria, after we started asking questions, the registry did slow down its process and is giving drivers a chance to appeal. But the RMV doesn't have to do this at all. The agency says its hands are tied by a tough state law, but that very law also gives the registry an off-ramp here, which some lawmakers think they might now have to force it to take.
I need some 2 mil for ground effects, please.
We first introduced you to Mike McDonald last month, a truck driver at Ground Effects Landscaping in Carver, who suddenly got this letter from the RMV saying he'd lose his commercial driver's license less than a week later, largely because of an OUI he had back in 1987. Well, since he spoke to us, another RMV letter showed up, now yanking his passenger license because of an OUI in 1984. The letter is dated August 28, 2024, but told him his license will be suspended until March 4th, 1985. It is, though, now showing as suspended on the RMV's website, putting Mike in the fast lane to losing his job last week.
I'll lose my house because I can't make rent. Can't go in employment because I got fired.
Over something the RMV told you was cleared up years ago.
Yes.
Mike's infractions happened decades before he drove a truck, and when he first applied for a commercial license 7 years ago, the RMV made him plead his case to the State Board of Appeal, which ordered the registry to reinstate his driving rights. So it's not clear why he or nearly 500 other truck or bus drivers across the state are facing sudden suspensions now, when they believed their infractions were in the rearview mirror. If somebody had an infraction 40 years ago, does that mean they shouldn't be able to drive a truck or a bus for the rest of their life?
No, it doesn't.
State Senator Patrick O'Connor sits on the Transportation Committee and calls what the RMV is doing wildly unfair.
I mean, they're up against the fact that their whole life, their career could be taken away from them because of something they did 30, 40 years ago.
The RMV says Massachusetts state law automatically disqualifies drivers for life from holding a CDL for 2 or more of a long list of infractions. But that law also allows the registry to cap any disqualification at 10 years, which would bring Massachusetts in line with federal rules in many other states.
Clearly, 10 years is a more than reasonable time period.
Representative Brian Murray is vice chair of the Transportation Committee and says he's open to legislation to force the registry's hand to shorten the disqualification period.
When you're looking at offenses that are 30, 40 years ago, the relevancy in terms of determining whether that operator is safe today really is not there.
So, legislation is being drafted on Beacon Hill, but it's not clear that lawmakers will act before the start of the next session, which happens in January, and that will not be soon enough. It's not soon enough for Mike. It's not soon enough for many of these drivers who could lose their licenses by the end of this year. We've been asking the RMV since Friday morning to explain why they chose to revisit that decades-old violation in Mike's case now. We've not received a response. I'll keep you posted.